My name's Gabe Goldhodgkin. I'm 17 years old and I'm from Massachusetts. I'm on Sojourn to the Past right now, which is a journey through the sites of the civil rights movement where we meet with important figures from the movement, learn about our history.
My name is Ariana Cavanis. I am 17 years old and from California. I had no idea what really happened during the civil rights movement. Like during class, we would just go quickly over it, but there was no actual detail to it, and that kind of upset me. And I really wanted to know more.
We're in Little Rock, Arkansas, right by Central High School, which is where the Little Rock Nine, where these 9 children came to integrate a segregated high school. Minnijean Brown-Trickey is one of the Little Rock Nine. She's a really powerful person, really strong. She's been with us for a lot of the trip, and we've been able to talk to her, ask her questions, and it's been really amazing to know personally somebody who's a really key historical figure.
Before desegregation of schools was a law, what was it like at your school with all black students?
It's crazy because half the 9 walked past this school to get to the black school, right? So for me, the reason that I thought desegregation would be good would be kind of a sharing of resources. Central had good science labs, lots of equipment, and if you look, they have a stadium, for goodness sake. So I think people misunderstand the nature of desegregation, and it's always been about resources.
Federal troops led 9 black youngsters to class at Central High School. For the first time since the Civil War era, federal troops were sent to a southern city to enforce the law.
A couple of weeks earlier, state militia had barred the Negroes from the school.
The first day getting turned away. The second time, after almost 3 weeks, the mob had grown really huge. And even though we went into class, we were pulled out, put in a police car, and driver being told, once you start, don't stop. And he's white-knuckled, but he's got a gun on his hip, so very scary. Every day, you kind of say, well, after that, anything is possible, and that just kept happening. You kind of say, well, it can't get any worse. Nobody knew how to do this. It was new, and it was new every day. The thought that some people might have been accepting, I know that there were. I mean, we're living the same kind of thing where a small group of people can make everybody crazy. It didn't feel safe, and we had to carry our books because things would happen to our books. They would pee in the locker or open it and, throw your homework away. So we're always carrying our books. So there were just inconvenient things that made it even worse. But it was constant terror. It didn't end at the school day. After hours, the calls and the coming by the house throwing rocks.
Can you talk a little bit about sort of how you carried over the activism of Little Rock into the rest of your life, sort of?
Well, we were very fortunate, I think. We were in '57, and what they call the '60s civil rights movement just burst out. And so many, as John Lewis and other people say, that the Little Rock Nine inspired them. And we got letters from every place in the world. So it was inspirational. So we do feel a certain pride that those images were inspirational to people. When we unveiled them, we just started crying and hugging each other. What I enjoy most about Sojourn to the Past is watching young people transform because they are informed. A lot of the civil rights movement was about young people. They didn't know this, so they didn't know what their potential could be. And I watch them transform and become indignant about what they hadn't learned. I've done this for 12 years, I guess, and it's inspirational to me. So I transform every trip as well. It's a reciprocal relationship where we are sharing information, and I love watching them transform. Don't be silent, don't be afraid. Ordinary people do extraordinary things. Let